Okay, we're back.
We're back.
No one is here. Maybe they can find us. I don't know. This is not good.
This is harder than on Instagram. YouTube, this is harder than on Instagram.
Hey, someone found us. Thank you.
This is ridiculous.
Would you please type something and see if our chat is working, because it doesn't seem to be working. So we'll talk about something else.
Oh, say 19. There we go.
Yes. So let us tell you about the properties that we have right now and that we're working on. What?
I'm watching to see if any comments come up, and just so you guys know, if you are typing questions or comments, they're not popping up. So Kevin's just gonna keep talking.
You want me to hit that and make it go away?
No, hit top chat and see. There's a comment that it's telling us something about the top chat and we can't see it. Do we look like the oldest people on the planet right now? We look like the oldest. Oh wait, oh
no. That doesn't work.
Here.
I'm actually very technically.
This is what he does for a living. He does technical stuff for a living.
Don't be YouTube live.
I wonder if we should.
Obviously.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, there they are. We found them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hello, people.
Hello. Now I feel like we really are here with all you guys. Awesome. North Carolina. Yay. Oh, this is so fun that you're
really
here. I'm sorry. Okay.
Turn on live chat. Thank you. I thought I did.
Thank you. We thought we did. We just hadn't enabled the comments, apparently.
Okay. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. You guys are hilarious. You guys are old as well.
I think you meant you guys are old and you're technologically challenged, and you should absolutely not ever do this again.
I know. I don't promise that it will be better next time, because I'm not really sure how we solve that problem.
I just clicked it. It was saying you couldn't see the comments, and I clicked the thing that says you couldn't see the comments. Okay.
All right.
Yes, I know we had 92 people here before, and they were all laughing at us and left.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the 3 projects that we have going. So I do want to answer that question. It says, did you find the doorknobs you were looking for? We found, well, no, I didn't find all of them. We found 4 for upstairs, but the ones downstairs. So there's a lady in California who has literally she has a warehouse, and I bet she has every antique backplate doorknob that has ever been created.
Is that where you found them?
Except the ones we need for downstairs.
Oh, well, where'd you find the upstairs?
Same place, but.
Oh. So who knows what we'll find for downstairs.
So let's see. I'm going to try to read these just so you guys know. I don't want to sound like one of those like gross money people, but if you send a super chat, it like highlights it for us. So we absolutely will not miss it. So if you want to do that, make sure we answer your question. That's one way to do it.
Kind of going fast here.
Yeah. Will we be sharing the finished result from our current restoration project? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
So every week we're going to try every Thursday to be publishing a new episode of Restoring Our Victorian, which is Miss Melanie that you've seen the first episode of. We worked all weekend to film for you for an episode to release on Thursday.
We are exhausted today.
We're so tired.
Sore. Oh my goodness. Getting in and out of that floor yesterday was tiring.
We were like long jumping over the joists as we were going back and forth and back.
Yeah. So we'll show you a time lapse of 30 seconds that killed us.
But yes, we'll be sharing all of that as we go. And then just so you guys know, we have 2 other projects that we're working on, Helen and Willa. Willa is the house that's moving, but we are waiting on, Georgia requires a lot of permitting because we have to go down an interstate. So we're working on a lot of permitting for that. And then Helen is on the National Register of Historic Places. And because she's eligible for tax credits. We have to do that paperwork. It's very long. It's very arduous. So kind of what we're thinking, the way we may present it to you all is we may do the first season of Restoring Our Victorian is all Melly, and you get to see her. And then the second season is Helen, and the third season is Willa.
I mean, we'll be working on the others in between. And we've put a new roof and a lot of plumbing, and we've done a lot of work to Helen. But we may kind of save those for a second season.
Yes, exactly. Trying to see if I've missed.
Well, a couple of things I wanted to tell you. Somebody loves your treasures. They love your treasure posts. So that's something that we're going to make a little feature in our videos. We will have treasures with Laine.
Because as we were working yesterday, we found treasures.
Yes, we
we decided this house, especially Melly especially, is so full of stuff. It's everywhere.
I mean, we're finding it, every day.
Everywhere.
More and more things. Somebody wants to know if we've solved the mystery of Helen's staircase.
Not yet.
No,
not yet. Now, did you guys see? Because we're here and not there, I'm trying to remember what you've seen and what you haven't seen. But on Instagram, I know my Instagram friends also saw that we went into the attic in Helen, and there is an entire staircase in the attic. There's an entire tread
and a different
riser,
roof line,
rail, and a different roof line. So there's a lot of mysteries to unpack in Helen.
Right. We are going. I'm going. Laine's going to have to be at the bridal store on Saturday, but I'm going to Helen on Saturday, and I'm meeting our main carpenter there. He is fantastic, but I don't know that his historical home knowledge will get us any answers.
No, I don't think so. He's a carpenter, but he's not a historian like we are.
Yeah.
Somebody says they felt so bad about our beautiful home burning. Thank you. That was our Louise. That's one I don't think I'll ever recover from. Again, I know a house is a thing and no one was hurt, and we're so grateful for that. So thankful. But there are architectural elements in that house that I've never seen, or there were elements in that house that I've never seen in another house, and they're just gone now. And I can't go back, and you guys, you comment on those videos, and that's so precious, and we appreciate that, but I can't go back and watch them still. So it's still too right. It will be a year since she burned at the end of next month, and I'm kind of like counting down the days for that.
It's also our 25th wedding anniversary.
Yes, exactly. So
one of the things that they said too was, are you going to continue showing us other houses?
Don't jiggle.
I'm sorry. They loved the Augusta house, and obviously those house tours you guys love because they get a lot of good views. Yes. So let's kind of give them our plans.
Okay. So we're thinking every Thursday will be restoring our Victorian, and we will go through restoration. And this is not going to be one of those channels where you pop on and you see how to paint the wall. I mean, we really are getting into the nitty gritty. This week we're treating dry rot, and actually show you how to treat dry rot. Next week, we're going to be replacing floor joists and showing you how to do that. So it's going to be real restoration work. But we also plan to try to release a video on Mondays. As often as possible.
Probably every 2 weeks for a house tour.
With a house tour, or
we've got to find those and get to them, and it kind of depends on where we are and all of that. But we also have a tour of the bungalow, which a lot of people asked for, and it's almost ready to go. We probably put it out in about 2 weeks, I think.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think because neither of us are going to be able to work on Melly, not this coming weekend, but the next. He's got to work all weekend, and so do I. But we have something to fill that spot for you. So don't worry. We have the video coming.
And the other thing that you should know, and that we always keep in mind when we're working on these old houses, is you can make plans all day long, but you got to be ready to roll with the flow, because you open up a wall and then
monitor and adjust.
There's 10 things you didn't know were there, and now our plans to do this and this and this are put on hold, and we've got to take care of this.
Yeah, a lot of people ask for our schedule. They want to know our schedule, and we're like, who knows?
No, it's our schedule is make sure the roof is good, make sure the foundation's good, and then go from there, basically.
The bbest laid plans of mice and men, as they say.
Exactly.
So let's see.
Find one in Mississippi.
You get a bunch of questions up here. You haven't answered. Have I ever worked on any haunted houses? I say yes. He says no. It depends on which one, who believes in what. I believe. He doesn't. So yes, we have.
Ghosts.
There's no such thing as ghosts. There you go. Let's see.
We're going to make enemies both ways, probably.
I know, right? Did we just jump in and learn this? Did we jump in and learn?
Yes.
Yes, we did. We literally did just jump in and learn the skills. Are we for hire? I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I did too.
I think it's a literal
for the
question.
right amount of money.
But for what? Like for consultation, absolutely. We would love to consult with you. And then there was another one I really wanted to see, but I've missed it. What did we end up saving from Louise? We were, my connection is unstable. We're just going to roll with it. We actually we hired a salvage company to come in, and I would say everything but what was actually charred. So a lot of the floorboards were saved. All the substructure was saved. He took any of the cladding that was still there.
And a lot of the tongue and groove porch, at least. Yeah, and then the railings on the porch.
The window surrounds.
We thought we were going to be able to save a couple of mantles and a sink. But when we actually went to get those, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they
They were charcoal, but quite a bit was saved. Those big heart pine beams that were under the house, they were all able to be salvaged. So that alone is thrilling. Let's see.
Somebody loves Melly. And how do you pick which houses you do?
I've said forever, and we both agree, they just speak to us. We look at a ton of houses. We look at tons of houses. And when you walk into a house that's meant to be yours and that you're meant to save, it really does. It just kind of says, save me. To me, it does anyway. I mean, we've looked at so many, and there are a lot of beautiful homes, but there are a lot of them that we walk out of and go, nah.
Yeah.
Now, we're to the point where it has to be bad enough. Like, we'll walk in and go,
That's true.
this isn't bad enough
Right, yeah,
for
that's
us.
That's true. But I will say the other thing, and we are no fools. The price has to be right, and the price after all of the renovation work's been done has to be right and make sense for the area and for the town. Otherwise, I mean, we're not going to get into it, because if we did that, we would be losing money and wouldn't be able to do any more houses.
Yeah, you have to invest wisely. And while we don't do these as investments, we really don't. We've kept a lot of them and done different things with them. You, like you said, you have to be smart.
Right. Somebody loved your gowns.
Oh, thank you.
If you guys don't know, Laine is a wedding gown, evening gown designer.
You got to do something to pay for the houses.
And we own a bridal store that she runs. And so she had a post with a lot of her gowns on Facebook the other day. Facebook and Instagram, I assume.
Yeah.
And then I am a graphic artist. So the video I put up of us, how we created our before after photo, I kind of talked about it a little bit, but that's basically what I do for a living today. I took a guy that we took his picture in our office and I put him in this kitchen.
Yeah, he can do anything. He's crazy. His graphic design skills are stupid insane. That's why it was funny that we couldn't get the chat to work, because he can do everything. Let's see.
My new favorite channel. I love it when I hear that. Thank you, Jessica.
I contacted Hippo Hardware in Portland, Oregon, and they did not have our backplate. Like, apparently these are the most rare backplates in the world, naturally, because that's
naturally.
Yeah. How do we find our houses? It used to be a Zillow addiction, much like yours, but we've reached
I still
the
have
point.
50 houses saved on Zillow.
Yeah, but we've reached the point where we now have people who send them to us. That's how we got Melly. Somebody emailed us and said, hey, this house is going up for auction. We're afraid if somebody here buys it, it's going to get knocked down.
That's how we got Louise, too.
That's how I got Louise. So we've gotten to that point, too. Let's see. Somebody asked about a TV show, and I did want to address that. So we've actually been scouted by several production companies, but we are old enough, I guess, and
what are you going to say now?
Well, just determined enough that we're not willing to compromise what we do and what our ethos is for a television show. So if you want me to go in and pretend like a restoration is a 30-minute story arc, and you want him to be shown during the hard work and me to come in and throw some throw pillows around, we're not here for that.
That's so funny.
We're also here for restoration. We're not here for renovation. And there is a vast world of difference between the two. So, you know, if it ever happens that television evolves to the point where they really want to show restoration, or at the worst rehabilitation, we're all on board. But until then, we're happy showing it to you guys.
Yeah. And honestly, we've been kind of going down this road for over a year, where people have been trying to get us a show, and it takes a long time. So we're basically not going to wait for it to happen. We're doing our own, basically, and you guys are our audience. So thank you for that.
And then we get to interact with you.
Yes.
It's not like a mystery where we're in blocks. Like, we're real people. Somebody asked, what material are we planning for the walls in Melly? So that's Anita.
Right.
So Anita.
Oh, and then the footprints on the floor too for Melly. Whoops,
okay.
He
keeps hitting the box.
Sorry.
I'm trying to see all of these.
We'll just answer the two.
I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted because I like all the questions. Which one was I going to answer?
The walls for Melly.
Oh, so Melly's walls, the cladding that you see, the shiplap, was never meant to be seen. So we have two options. We either cover it back up, either with wallpaper like she had, the cheesecloth and wallpaper, or we put wallboard over it. Well, wallboard is not historically accurate at all. It is not a historically accurate application. We would not want to do that. At the same time, I don't really want to wallpaper the ceiling and all the walls in every room. So we probably will whitewash or paint the shiplap, that is okay because that wood was never meant to be seen. Now, the trims, the doors, those will all stay shellacked and stained and beautiful. Anything that would have been in an original state when the first people built it, we will not change as much as possible. But something that was never meant to be a finished surface, you kind of have a little freedom with if you're going to leave it exposed.
And the other thing about this, about Melly and Janie, these are going to be farmhouses. These are going to be lived in hard, and people are going to be working, including us, on the farm there. And so we kind of feel like they don't have to be as pristine as, like, for instance, Helen.
Yes.
She will be.
Helen is going to be more of a house museum.
And more, more accurate.
Yeah, so she's going to be more of, like he said, a restoration where Melly and Janie are rehabilitations. And if you guys are interested in the terms restoration, preservation, rehabilitation, and then recreation, you can go to the National Park Service's website and the Secretary for the Interior Standards for Historic Preservation. And it really outlines for you the differences in those phrases. So you'll know what we're talking about when we say those words.
Someone says, Robin says, how do I see what homes you have for sale and when you list them for sale? We do not have homes for sale. Now, so the houses that we show that are for sale, we put the realtor's name in the description and at the end and the price. And all we're trying to do is show you this fantastic house. Those are going to be from needs a total do-over or completely finished. I mean, and everything in between. We basically want to show you some really amazing houses that we would want to see ourselves. You guys know,
and I want to make this very clear because a lot of people are like, nobody does that for free. What are y'all getting out of this? Nothing. We are here to educate about historic homes and try to teach you terms, periods, styles, things to look for, and then kind of give you a little taste of the market so you don't have to, like, if you're in California and you're thinking, I want to get out of California and make a move somewhere, well, we can show you these houses and you can shop without having to go physically yourself. Actually, 2 of the ones we've shown have sold to people out of state. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to come, but the realtors don't pay us.
Yeah.
We basically beg them to come in and take time out of their schedule to please let us film the house.
Yes.
It's just
if they were smart, they would beg us.
Well, this is true, but we really do it just for educational purposes. So like he said, all the houses we show, we're going to put the realtor's name and phone number at the end of the listing, but we don't have anything for sale. We may someday, and I guess we'll tell it on here.
And we're not opposed to making money, and we make money off of YouTube views and merchandise sales and stuff like that. But honestly, we have to continue working on these. Somebody says, who won the nest argument? Laugh out loud. Of course she won the nest argument.
Those baby birds were happy in their little nest. I think they're gone now. I didn't hear them last time we were there. So that wallpaper may finally get to come down. But for those of you who don't know, I had a Carolina wren build her nest inside Melly up in some wallpaper, and he wanted to take it out. And I said, no. We love nature. Well, I love nature. I'm not sure what's going on with him over here, but I love nature. I will do anything to protect.
Hey, I'm like, that bird could build another nest. Somebody else, the footprints in Melly's hall.
Oh, the hallway. So what we will do, those will be reserved. I love the footprints in Melly's hall passionately. So we will just probably do a tongue oil down those hallways just to kind of shine up the hall, and then we'll do some kind of sealer coat over the top of that to protect it. But I'm leaving those footprints. That to me is just such a precious part of her history. We don't know when it happened. We don't know who did it. We don't know if it was somebody who lived there or somebody who was working on the house. But at some point, some precious little toddler ran down the hall with paint on their feet. And I think that is the sweetest, cutest thing. So they're staying.
Do you plan to live in this house? Well, okay. So we've had several houses before, and we had them as Airbnbs and things like that. We've sold some of them and basically prepared ourselves for the projects that we have now. The house in Helena, we plan to make an Airbnb house museum, basically. The house in Louisville is
the word he's looking
Louisville,
for.
Georgia, we will move and make an Airbnb. The houses in
Monticello.
I know.
God bless him. We're so tired.
Oh my goodness. The houses in Monticello. And so Monticello, we bought Melly. And then after we bought Melly, there was other land and actually houses available.
That we didn't even know.
the bungalow next door, which is probably 1,800 square feet.
Yeah.
And there's actually a shotgun house around the corner that someone is actually renting. And we got about 3 acres with that. And so that will be Airbnb organic farm.
It's going to be an organic farm. So what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to spend a lot of time there. We probably won't live there full time. Both of our sets of parents are still living. His parents are almost in their 80s. Mine are in their late 60s, early 70s. So we hate to leave here full time, but it's so close that we can go a lot. It's about an hour and a half away. So what we're hoping to have is kind of a farm manager who will live in the bungalow. And then we're hoping to work with WOOF, which is a national program where students and other people who are interested in organic farming travel around and they work on those farms. And we're hoping that Melly and Janie, we can use to house and feed those people while they're there working on the farm. So that's kind of the plan, with a suite for us whenever we're there.
Right. And we will have probably a caretaker that lives there full time also. Yeah. Somebody wants to know, did we teach ourselves all this historic information or how did we get so knowledgeable? I will say she is way more knowledgeable on the history part of it than I am for sure. But I'm learning. He's learning. Yes, but we've just taught ourselves.
Yeah, really. I've done a bunch of actual coursework over the years since college. A lot of it has been through, so your state trusts, a lot of your state trusts, the really good ones, have extended education courses that you can do. And so I've done a lot of those, and you can learn so much through those. And most of those are offered free of charge. There are also programs, Boston College of Architecture, the University of Georgia have certifications in historic preservation. And I'm working through that, which is basically, it's the same coursework as a master's in historic preservation, but you just don't have to do the thesis at the end. So you learn all the stuff, but you just don't have to do the thesis, which by the time you're my age, you really don't. I don't care. I'm doing this for me. I don't want to go into governmental preservation work. So it gives me the education without having to do a thesis so I can get a government job that I don't want anyway.
Dalton wants to know, when will Willa get moved? So here's the deal with Willa. We worked.
Was that a pretty face? Did you like that? That expresses how I feel.
We worked on trying to talk to who we need to talk to. We've never moved a house before. And Willa has to be moved. We bought it from the city and we were going to move it to Louise's lot. And they need that area for other things. It's actually in the city park.
Right.
So we have to move it. Well, we worked on this, trying to figure out everything we needed to do to get moved, only to find out that basically the house mover has to do all of this work and fill out all these forms.
We thought we had to fill out the forms. So
right.
We worked forever to get the forms, and we're going to get them all filled out. We've got to get all this red tape cleared. Only when we got to the point where we were like, here you go. The guy was like, oh, no, you don't do this. Your mover does this.
Yeah, you can't be responsible.
Well, and it really is a good thing. It really is Georgia protecting us, because what the forms say is if the mover runs into a power line and knocks down $300,000 worth of fiber optic equipment, that we would be responsible if we turned in the paperwork, and we're not the ones driving the truck. So he's got to turn it in. And since we asked him to fill out the paperwork, he's disappeared into the ether.
We had a mover lined up, and so now he's kind of disappeared. So now we're back trying to find another mover. Yeah. So if you know anyone, please have them contact us.
Yeah.
Because we would love to get that house moved. It's so beautiful.
Look how nervous I was that we were going to do an Instagram live. I'm like,
it's
hyped all up. Oh, sorry. Okay, so there's more questions.
She lives on Instagram.
How do you scroll down?
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, see, there we go. I saw that somebody lives on Prince Edward Island. Can I please just tell you?
Oh, right there, yeah.
Yeah, that is my dream. You are living my dream. I grew up on Anne of Green Gables and returned to Avonlea. And so, yeah, I snoop Zillow, Prince Edward Island
Canada?
All the time. Well, it's like British Columbia, is that right? It's an island off of the coast between Canada and the U.S.
Oh, I saw some Nova Scotia a minute ago too.
Oh, and I love Nova Scotia. Look, you guys live in heaven. It's just heaven. It's heaven. I don't like the cold. He loathes it, so I'll never get to live up there.
No.
Persephone, I avoided a thesis at all costs. See, you feel me in your soul. You have to kind of go, okay, what do I really want out of this? Do I want the learning, or do I want the letters behind my name? And I could not care less about the letters behind my name. I don't need them. I have a career. I make plenty of money in that career. I don't need to go and spend years doing a thesis to restore houses. So anyway.
Restored a Victorian mural? I'm not sure what that's talking about. Louise?
Oh, it was, yes, the painting. So it was hanging right here until Kevin bought me this painting for my birthday.
Yeah.
And so I have rolled it up and preserved it, and it's in the attic right now, and it's going to go to Willa as soon as she's ready. So if you guys ever come and visit Willa, you'll get to see her. And not Willa, I'm going to put it in Melly. Sorry, see, there's so many, I forget.
Y'all, we have so much furniture in our attic that is waiting to go to these houses.
There was COVID, right? And we all had to stay inside, and we all got a little stir crazy and got a little online shopping crazy. You might have purchased clothing. I got on Facebook Marketplace and discovered that you can get antique furniture for a pittance. And so I bought it all. Okay? All right. I have embraced that I had a problem there for a minute.
Piper wants to know how far the distance is of the move of Willa. It's not that far, but power lines are really a problem.
It's 7 blocks.
They're low and they're in the way.
Yeah, the power lines in Louisville, Georgia, for some reason are ridiculously low. They're hanging like semi trucks. It's a highway, so semi trucks come through there and they can barely make it under the lines. So it's tough.
Karen wants to know, when is our birthday? Well, she just had her birthday, May 28th. Mine is December 23rd.
Yeah,
I'm a Christmas baby. Prince Edward Island. Quit rubbing it in.
Right? They just keep telling me, we love them, the most beautiful place. Oh, Charlotte, North Carolina, also a gorgeous place. Let's see. Sorry.
1890s captain's house in Nova Scotia. We had a captain's house in on Amelia Island.
Yeah, that was
Florida.
one of our restorations.
That was a very cool house. Loved that one.
Okay, so Kelly says, no, Prince Edward Island is on the opposite side of the country from British Columbia. See, once you get up there, way up there.
Our geography is showing.
My geography.
Our southern is showing.
Yeah, my southern is way out. Sorry. I know it's cold. Both places are cold.
Sedona. We have not been to Sedona.
What is our favorite chore during restoration?
And what is our least?
Let me just go ahead and tell you right now. My least favorite chore
stripping
is
paint.
Stripping paint.
I knew you were going to say that.
I hate
it.
I would rather chew my leg off.
That's probably why we haven't been to Helena in a while.
Yes, we have so much paint.
So much paint. Oh my gosh.
And my favorite chore?
What is your favorite chore?
I actually really like the construction bits. And I know that sounds weird, but I've loved what we've been doing this week, pulling up the floors, working on the joists. I like the things that are probably considered kind of dude things. You know, normally you would see men. I love those things. And I like painting and the decorating, that stuff too, but I like the real nitty gritty of, you know what I really love?
I'd probably say that too.
I love planning the spaces because
she's really good at that too.
We work so hard not to move original walls at all. So how do I take what we have with these original walls and make modern spaces that aren't going to hurt the integrity of the home? So that's probably my favorite.
She's really good at that. And yeah, so send all of your homes to stripping wallpaper is terrible. Yes.
Hate it. Although we found the last time we had to strip wallpaper, we found these razor blade with it was like a handle with a little razor blade, and you could get right up underneath it. It was awesome.
I'm not sure that would work on all surfaces though. You don't think?
Maybe not. Yeah, because it was plaster. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, it might, but we've actually we didn't post that anywhere. Someday I'm going to post a video of all of our time lapses.
It's on that one's on Instagram.
Okay, you can go watch that.
You can go watch that on Instagram. How many square feet is the house where you live, and how many is Melly? So the house where we live. If you guys haven't watched our condemned before and after, you should go watch it because that's where we live. You have a full house tour, and you get to see what we bought and what it looks like now. Please don't tell me that you don't like the way it's decorated. Just keep that to yourself. If that's fine, you don't have to like it. We love it. We love it,
and our dogs love it.
Anyway, that wasn't the question, was it? Sorry.
No.
Just so you guys know, you don't know us as well as the people over on Instagram. He is like the nicest, sweetest, most precious, tolerant, loving person in the world. I bite. Okay, I need a little tag that says "Warning, I bite." But this house we have only restored the downstairs. The upstairs is still a walk up with see the beautiful staircase? Goes to our attic. So there's nothing up there but attic. So the downstairs is about 2,500 square
Attic
feet.
full of furniture waiting for houses.
And about 1,500 of unfinished space in the attic. Melly, we think is about 3,500 square feet. We haven't done a full measure yet, but we think she's about 3,500, maybe 4,000 square feet.
Is the hot market making y'all's buying extra expensive, pricey? How about the high cost of materials?
Hang on, let me answer the first one. No, because we buy trash. We buy houses that
stuff
nobody else wants.
Yeah. Yes. So the price of materials
is killing
we
us.
have been dragging our feet on purchasing some of these. We think that some of the prices are going to go down at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
That's what we've been told.
It's one of the reasons. It's also one of the reasons we haven't been like chomping at the bit to move Willa, because when we do, we're going to have to take her roof off, which means we may have to rebuild a new roof structure. I want to keep the original, but we may have to rebuild.
Right.
And the cost of that, if we did it right now, is literally about 300 times what it would have been last summer.
Right.
And we really think August, September, the pricing is going to start to come back down. Sorry, our dogs are in the bedroom. They're mad.
It's not dinner time yet.
So it is that we are being very cautious and very judicious with our budgeting.
Oh my gosh.
I know, they're very.
I'm going to go tell them.
Oh, no, you're leaving me alone? Let's see. Go to Maine. Look, we love Maine. Houses in Maine are unbelievable. I absolutely, look, he's going to yell at the puppies. They're so bad. Maine is kind of a dream location for me, truly. My fear is we know how to restore homes in the South. We know what to do. We know what they need. We know what their construction needs are. It is a completely different animal.
Yeah,
up
we
north.
should talk about insulating a house.
We still
in
have
the
a lot of
South.
questions that we need
Okay.
to. Let's see. Let's just pull up my house.
Well, that's one thing we've wanted to talk about is insulating a house is way different in the South than it is in the North. And so some of the things that you may see us do, you may not want to do if you live in the North.
Yeah. How to strip paint off of a staircase. Look, again, this is not a sponsored post. We try really hard not to take sponsorships from people because we want the things that we show you to be things that we really believe in and not things that we've been paid to believe in. So again, that's another reason we may not have a
Well, if we
television
do
show.
take some, it will be because
we believe in it.
Yes.
My favorite tool, and look, I know it's expensive, is the Cobra Pro Stripper. Now, the bigger one is better rather than the handheld one because it only does about 3 square inches at a time, but it is a,
ultraviolet?
it's not ultraviolet, infrared paint stripper. And I love it because it does not vaporize the lead paint. So you don't have to worry about the lead paint vapors. And yeah, it's about $500. I know that's crazy expensive, but good paint stripper is about $50 a bucket, and it's going to take you more than 10 to do a staircase. So when you're doing a return on investment cost analysis, in the long run, it's worth buying that piece of equipment.
There's somebody asking about your podcast.
Hang on, there's some up there that are.
Sorry.
No, I'm just trying to. I just want to make sure. Try not to miss anything. I do bite. Is there a book I recommend? Yes. So. Hang on, I'm going to show them to you. Now it's your turn to sit here and entertain everybody.
So they say, do you have a Patreon?
Hey, you use the book to hold up the computer. Hang on.
There you go. That's funny. Do you have to show them?
Yeah, I'm going to show them. Hang on.
All right.
He used it to prop the computer up. Scott Hansen's Restoring Your Historic House. So this is it goes through, in the back. Hang on. I'll see if I can show you. These are all the topics it covers, and there are 3 pages of this. So anything you need to know about, it's going to be in this book. You can buy it. Go on Instagram, Restoring Your Historic House. He has that Instagram page. Again, I paid for this book.
Contact us, Scott. We need to talk.
Well, Scott did contact me the other day. He was really excited that I mentioned him on Instagram.
Well, thanks for telling me. Oh,
I run Instagram.
Want to put the book back?
Yes, I'm going to put the book back now. Sorry.
Okay.
Have we been to Eureka Springs, Arkansas?
This is
Yes,
professional.
we love Eureka Springs. We love it.
Eureka Springs, Hot Springs are both amazing old home places and old commercial buildings as well.
Were you talking about the Patreon? We don't have a Patreon, but you guys really support us here. Every time you watch a video, it supports us. This is kind of the only thing that we do that can kind of make a little bit of money are these videos. So that's really, really nice.
And you can go buy a shirt on our website.
Yeah, we have some really
Go
cute
to our website,
merch.
ourrestorationnation.com.
Yes.
You can watch us argue about which shirt looks better.
Daniel wants to know what's up with Helen. We just covered that, Daniel. You came late to the party.
That's okay.
It's okay. I'm kidding. We're working on her state and federal income tax credits, and we cannot start any restoration on her before those are approved, or we cannot include those restorations in what we can get credits for. So we had to go ahead and put a new roof on her, which has been done. We had to take a tree down, which has been done. So we can't count those two things.
We had to redo a lot of plumbing because we had a burst pipe.
Right, so a burst pipe. So none of that can we include in our tax credit. So we're trying to save everything else until we get those tax credits approved. Any haunting experiences in our houses? No, yes, absolutely. And we have a video on that you can go back and watch. And they're
Ghost
absolutely
stories with
true.
Laine.
Yes.
Kevin will not be there. What is the coolest thing you have found in one of your...
The coolest thing? Probably we have if you go back and watch our treasures video, we have a Popular Science from 1909. Which to me was the coolest, because of course Popular Science are telling us all about what technology is going to be like in the future.
Well, I love the button off of the captain's uniform.
Yes. Oh, and we found a hand poured musket ball. Yeah, when we had the house on Amelia Island, that land has been inhabited by, of course, it's been inhabited by indigenous peoples forever, and then Europeans settled that plot of land at 1592. So it was a treasure trove. I could not dig up anything that we didn't find great things in the yard. But the man who built our house was a riverboat captain, and we found a button that we think was off of his uniform. So that was amazing. Mimi, hello, my Helena neighbor. So Mimi, so if you guys see, it says Mimi L here, that she is the lucky lady that bought that beautiful house. The beautiful Queen Anne from 1890. So for those of us who keep asking,
everyone has
if it's for sale still, nope, Mimi snatched it up.
Hi, Mimi. We need to meet.
Yeah, and we're gonna get back there, I promise. What colors make bling? It's blue and green, but let's see. I wonder if we point the computer up if you can see. Oh, you can't. Oh no, it's not bling in here. We've got cornflower in here. But it's people are like, that's called aqua. That's called seafoam. No, if it was aqua or seafoam, I would call it seafoam. It's bling. It is a very definitive color that I will just have to show you because it's just this very, very definitive color. That's bling.
Yes, we get people ask us about basements all the time, and we just don't have many basements in the South. It's not really a thing. That's more of a North thing. Hello from California. Thank you for following our channel.
Robbie loves the fact that I bite. I do bite. I do. He'll be like, why did you respond to that person like that? I'm like, because.
I will just say, oh, that's rude, and I will delete it. And I will go about my merry way.
And I will chew people up and spit them out.
Happy thoughts, and then she will be mad about it. See?
I'm not mad about it. But I told him he's never had to deal with mansplaining. Actually, we had a viewer the other day.
She womansplained that to me.
Wanted to tell me what my weather patterns were in the state that I live in that he does not live in.
He's probably here.
I hope he is.
What are you doing with all the judges' law books? Oh my gosh, we have so many.
So many.
So we did sell a few of them to some lawyers in town that it was sentimental to them also because they knew Judge Bond.
Right.
But some of them are beyond saving,
sadly.
Unfortunately. But anything that is still good, we are going to save. We'll put many of them in this house, but we'll also put them
just
in
so
other
you all
homes.
know, I am a total bibliophile. I am a freak. You can tell him. I have books in every corner, antique books in every corner of this house. And I know in my brain I should stop buying them, but I can't. And so now I have an entire house that's full of them. So it's a problem, but I embrace it. You know, they say that knowing you have a problem is the first step in recovery, but I don't plan to recover. So I just embrace it. Can you pass me a Coke? I would love to. Isn't it like this? I call this brown. This is my brown. I drink it all the time. I'm absolutely addicted to it, and they need to sponsor me because I drink them constantly.
You guys are funny. These are so nice too. I was a little afraid because we get some mean comments on YouTube.
Because we get some vicious I especially. Because I'm the one in front of the camera. I'm the one who gets torn to shreds.
I am sorry about the dogs. They will not shut up.
Let's see.
Nobody's saying I love that Kevin is nice and doesn't engage. They all like that you bite, don't they? Oh, good. We have over 200 people. Yes. Is that good?
Oh, one of our old dogs just got off the couch.
She's gonna go check on the
How many days a week do we work? So I'm assuming you mean on the house, because like everybody else in the world, we work 5 days a week.
Tell them we're both self-employed. And that's
we are both self-employed, which is fantastic for what we do. But we try to go to our locations Sundays and Mondays. So we try to get a couple of days a week of work at the houses in. It's not always possible because of our work schedules, but we try to do 2 days a week at one of the houses.
There for a while, we were taking a week, a month, and going, and we'll be doing some more of that here.
Robbie loves how sweet Kevin is. He is literally the
Thank you, Robbie.
On the planet. We balance each other perfectly because
Kevin looks like Val Kilmer. See, that's even better.
Look, why do you think I married the man? We got married in 1996, which was the year that Batman Forever came out, starring Val Kilmer.
Scouty, come here, baby. Come here, Scouty.
Just so you know, my dogs are all named after characters from To Kill a Mockingbird, so Scout's
Scouty.
it. Anyway,
come here. You want to be on TV?
We had Batman Forever came out, and I walked into the bar in which we met and saw him and was like, well, there's my Val Kilmer. And he looked even more like a young Val Kilmer before he broke his nose 750 times playing basketball.
Everybody say hi, Scouty. Hi, Scouty.
Hi, baby.
She got her summer cut. She got shaved.
Let's see.
She old dog.
So why was there no subfloor under the floor that you took Melanie out of?
That's very
in the
common
South.
in the
That's
South.
not. There is no subflooring in the South in old homes. You guys who are up north, homes up north and homes down south are built completely differently because they have completely different environments and completely different needs. It would be beyond bizarre to pull up a floor at a home in the South and find a subfloor. It would be crazy.
I'm getting all kinds of great comments now.
Oh,
Catherine loves me, but
well, you know, Catherine loves you.
But whoever that is says I'm a hunk.
He is a hunk. Let me tell you what. I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Tracy,
love story.
we do have full-time jobs outside of this. Kevin owns an advertising agency, and I'm a bridal designer and own a bridal boutique.
Yes, and someone else said, do you ever sleep?
No. What?
I guess we don't. I don't know. We like to stay busy. Look, the honest truth is we don't have kids. We have eight dogs that we take care of, but they're not quite as time-consuming as kids,
they're not
I guess.
like children.
So we stay busy doing these other things.
Yeah, so just think of all the time you spend devoted to your children and running them here and there and their activities and the money that you dedicate to raising them, and that is what we have houses for.
I don't know what my microgreens are already up. Oh, somebody's growing something.
Oh, Mimi, yes. So
Jinky Bee.
isn't that you, Mimi? Oh, I guess not. Gardening news about Melly. So Melly will be an urban farm. But we have to finish the restorations on the house first. But there's also there's a lot of paperwork to do with her as well. We have to get a 501c3, which used to be super easy. I have another 501c3 that I got like 20 years ago, and I could go online and just fill out the paperwork myself then. And now you have to go through an accountant, you have to go through an attorney, you have to get it approved. So we're doing that. We will be working with the university there in Monticello to get part of their curriculum where kids can come and work on the farm and get some credit. So there's a lot. The farm is a long-term plan. So you guys are going to be watching this unfold. I mean, the farm may take 5 years to get it really going, but we want to do it right and thoughtfully and mindfully, and not just be like, oh, we're going to garden now. And then in a year it's over and done because we didn't think it through.
Right. Yeah. And I told somebody the other day, if you ever say that we're not going to do something we say we do, just sit back and watch, because it is going to happen. That will happen, but we are trying to not rush. We do have a problem with impatience.
I have a problem with impatience.
She has a real problem with impatience.
It's not my virtue.
So we're going to try to do it right and get the community involved. That's the biggest thing.
Rick says any realty tours in the future. We will continue to do realty tours as often as we can find houses that we think
that you will love.
You'll love. We're not going to show you houses just to have a realty tour, right? Just to have more videos up. We want them to be houses that really will teach and show, and we don't want to show you the same house over and over and over and over and over.
We have one planned that is a different kind of house. It will show you how you can save an old house that was taken into a fourplex and.
Well, no, I mean, it's an adaptive reuse house. It was originally built as multifamily housing.
It was originally, wasn't it? Okay.
And there's two of them. And this one, because where it sits, we live in a college town and there are apartments everywhere. And this particular building was no longer.
That is Mimi.
Oh, good. I told you it was Mimi.
Well, doesn't say Mimi. That's all I can say.
Anyway, it no longer really was usable as a fourplex, and so they turned it into a single family home. So we're hoping we can get in there and show you that. And it is a remodel. But I am never afraid of a house. You've seen what we buy, right? You've seen what we buy. I'm afraid of nothing, and I was a little afraid of this house. So they've done an incredible job saving it.
What is our favorite house style? I think we agree on this.
I think we both like Second Empire the most.
Italianate.
Well, they're two different, but they're very similar. We like anything with a mansard roof.
We love a mansard roof. So someday that's on our list.
Yes. Yes.
Someday we got the porch.
Oh, my little gazebo porch.
That you
was on
always
my
wanted.
list.
Yes. With Nelly.
Yes.
And so the mansard roof is.
It's
on
on our bucket list.
What else is on our bucket list?
We have architectural detail bucket list. And so we want to have homes that have all those architectural details. So I got 2 of mine with this house. So we got to get that mansard roof.
We'll keep doing the realty, the houses for sale because, hey, if we can get you guys into one, that's great.
Oh, hey, from the Oxford, UK. So we haven't been to England yet. We've been all over the continent, but we haven't been to England yet, and that is on our bucket list.
Yeah, the next trip though
is to
Egypt.
Egypt.
We think we're going to Egypt in September or October.
We hope. That has been a lifelong dream of mine. I'm a frustrated Egyptologist. If I had ever gotten a master's, it would have been in Egyptology. It's, at some point you have to pick what you're going to do when you grow up. And so, but I have been fascinated with Egypt since I was a little bitty girl. So that's kind of our official 25th anniversary trip, which hasn't been planned yet.
I know. I told you the other day, we're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
What about a chateau? Hey,
that's a future plan too.
We talked about that today, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
That is on the list too, for sure. How many different styles of Victorian houses are there?
Oh my gosh.
7?
No.
6?
So let's
8?
Hang on.
I know they're gonna put us on the spot and make us name them all.
I know. You've got your Queen Anne, obviously your Italianate, your Gothic Revive, your Gothic, no, that's not the Victorian. Hang on. You've got Second Empire. I told you I didn't know it as well as she does. You've got folk.
Stick, is that a difference?
Stick's not good job.
Hey!
Stick. There are a plethora. Of Victorian styles under the heading of Victorian. Now, everybody needs to understand Victorian homes did not stop being built in the United States. That's different in England. But in the United States, the Victorian period.
Was our name in the UK?
Yes.
For Christy.
Yes.
Ours are different than
yours.
Yours.
We don't start and stop eras by the birth and death of monarchs.
Right.
So our Victorian style era doesn't necessarily start with Queen Victoria's ascension to the throne, and it certainly does not automatically end in 1901 with her death. Scholars agree that it extends at least until 1910, and some scholars have it running all the way till 1923. So we have a Victorian era in the United States that's way longer than in the UK, because in the UK, you all do tend to follow the reign of your monarch. So you have an Elizabethan period, you have a Georgian period, you have your Victorian period is to 1901, then you have an Edwardian period, which we technically don't have in architecture. So it's a little bit different. Let's see.
I love Christina says I'm 50 and I haven't decided what I'm going to be when I grow up either.
Thank you. You are my people.
Hello from California. Thank you.
Romanesque. Did I say Romanesque?
Oh no.
I was whispering and I love Romanesque. We don't have a lot of that. Further south than Kentucky, we don't get a lot of Romanesque. And I love them. They're delicious. Old is the new. That's right, Rick.
Hey, that's my line. Thank you.
Let's see. Is there a cost-effective way to achieve vaulted ceilings? Have you seen vaulted ceilings in vintage homes? Vaulted ceilings are not a thing at least in the homes of the age that we do. Now, when you get to the 20s and 30s, when you get into the arts and crafts, and even the Art Deco period, the early modernist period, you're going to get some vaulted ceilings, but it's really not an appropriate application in a Victorian or earlier period home. Are there cost-effective ways to do it? I can tell you all about that here in the South, but if you're in the North, I don't know what to tell you. And that's why you'll never really see us address insulation very frequently in our videos, because we are in the South and our homes have such different needs than you guys have up in the North. So we don't want to give you any kind of conflicting or confusing information.
Thank you for binge watching our shows. I love it when somebody finds us and they're like, oh, it's my new favorite channel. I've binge watched all your videos. I love that.
So Stephanie, your family's in Little Rock. Little Rock is a beautiful city and it has so
great homes.
many
we've
beautiful homes.
We've got one house tour there. We need to do some more. There are actually two that are really bad. Yeah. One we should be able to get into here pretty soon.
Right.
So great Victorian.
And the other one I don't think we'll ever get into.
Probably not.
About 20 years ago, shortly after we married, we tried to we had an accepted offer on the Villa Marie, which if you guys are as old as we are and you ever watched Designing Women, it was the house that was the Designing Women house, the opening credits house. It is amazing on the inside. And the newspaper published our accepted offer price, which is actually illegal. And somebody came in and offered more than us and scooped it out from underneath us. That has been probably 2 years ago. I'm still salty. I'm still salty. I will never recover from it. So that's one of the ones we want to show you, but I don't know if we can get in or not. Let's see. Look, I'm a fast talker. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. No, that's hilarious, Christina.
I went to school on a debate scholarship. You had to get a lot in really
I
fast.
assume that they can see all of these comments as well.
Yeah.
Surely.
Look, now we're just staring at the screen. We're staring at the screen.
We're going to fall asleep. We're so tired.
It's the crack. Oh, that's my sister. Y'all, she loves to get online and troll me. Look at my sister trolling me. Aren't you supposed to be over at Mom and Dad's helping getting dinner ready?
Yeah, go fix our dinner.
Every time I'm live, my sister gets on and trolls. Every time.
Honda generator is amazing. We are so fortunate to have it.
Look, Honda they are the only people we've ever taken something for free from, and we could not be more grateful. They gave us a generator, a tiller, and a lawnmower. All three of which have, at one point or another, absolutely saved our lives. Right now, we could not be doing anything at Melly if it wasn't for the Honda generator.
Oh, man.
Including breathe.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Talk about your podcast, Laine.
Oh, yeah. So my sister, the one who's trolling me up there, and I have a podcast called Twisted Sister History. You can get it on literally every major podcast, format, I guess, venue. And we're just a couple of goofs. She's just like me. She's a little less like, but we're the same person. And we do a podcast.
I'm sure that's accurate. Like she's just as blah, blah, blah as you are.
She's a little bit less, maybe. We do a podcast every week where we spend the first 30 minutes just yakking it up, talking about life. And then we do women's history. So it's really fun. Twisted Sister History. So y'all come give us a listen. There are tons of episodes for you to binge.
Lori says, any plans on merch? Yes, we have merch.
You know,
Go to our website.
We don't have a treasure shirt. How do we not have a treasure shirt?
It's Treasure Squad, somebody says.
Yeah, but we do have merch at our Restoration Nation. We have a lot of the things that we say over and over, like old is the new, dirty hands, full heart, maximalist. And maximalist is a clap back at YouTubers who want to tell me my house is too cluttered. I made him make me a maximalist t-shirt. We have a lot of really, really fun ones over there.
Christina says Lee must have a million ghost stories, although I don't think she does because she stays away from that kind of thing.
So Lee has the site. Look, shut up. She has the site, and because she does, it contributes to her anxiety. So she doesn't engage in it as much as I do.
Do you have a crew that helps with demo construction, etc.? So we do not want to do every single thing ourselves. We will bring in local folks, and we actually met two of them that are going to yesterday. They're going to start helping us out.
I think what he's trying to say, kind of like in a roundabout sort of way, is we try to use local labor. We do not have a crew that travels with us. If we need some extra muscle, we like to put our money back in the community. So we find people locally to do that for us. The only thing we have that we kind of keep is Bill Cooper, Carpenter Cooper. who does travel with us a little bit to help us with big structural things. Like we have some sill beam issues. Bill's going to help us with those. Some things that we could do, but we just feel better having a super professional handle.
And we both, like we said, we both work full time. If we were doing this one day a week like we are, it would take us 10 years.
Yeah.
So we do bring in some help and other people. Don't lick the lead. That's one of our t-shirts.
Because I get all kinds of crap about, is it lead paint? Is it lead paint? So let me just say that the three smartest groups of people in the world,
now, boy.
The lead remediation people, the asbestos remediation people, and the mold remediation people are the three smartest, best marketing teams in the entire world. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes.
What is our favorite way to air condition? Central heat and air. In the South, you have to have central heat and air for humidity control and for actual climate control. If you don't do central heat and air,
yeah, humidity is such a big problem
unbelievable.
Here. Winters are pretty mild for the most part, and we do gas heat, and it's very reasonable.
Yes.
What's for dinner? We're having steak tonight.
My dad's grilling
Very
steak.
excited.
We're going over to the family's house and having dinner. So excited.
All right. Should we wrap up or should we keep going? We've been going for about an hour, even though we had to stop and start again.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming back.
Wait, what does Rick says? How many painting walls do you have?
I don't know what that means.
Rick, can you clarify?
Where is it?
Right there. How many painting walls do you have?
How many painting walls do you have? All of them. I'm not sure. Oh no. Yes, they prey on the fear. Exactly.
So Robert says draft ceiling is pretty universal. Yeah, but here's the deal, Robert. In a lot of these older homes, especially here in the South, the way they're constructed is you have exterior cladding, interior sheathing, then your air pocket, then interior sheathing, then a wall covering. So drafts, the way our homes are constructed, typically don't tend to be a problem at all, really. And we don't have a lot of high winds here in the South. So like Oklahoma and Texas, where they have the,
unless a tornado
in the plain states where you have a lot of wind. I grew up in Oklahoma, wind's constant. We don't have a lot of that here, so we don't have to worry about that quite so much.
Paintings on the wall.
Paintings on the wall. Oh, Rick, I have hundreds.
Oh,
hundreds. You should see my hallway.
She's a maximalist.
I'm a maximalist. They're covered ceiling to floor. If you can see like 2 inches of wall space, it's too much. Like that's bare over there.
Terry from Tennessee. Are we realtors? We are not realtors.
No.
The homes that we show you that are for sale, we just think you might want to buy. We think you might want to see. We love houses, and you probably do too if you're here. We're on Zillow constantly. We just can't get enough of them, and we think that you might like to see them too.
Yeah.
So that's
and
why
and to reiterate, we don't get anything at all from whether or not somebody buys that house. We just go in to show you the house. That's it. Let's see.
I think that's pretty much it. What's a typical AC bill like in an old house?
So our AC, so it's kind of hard for us to delineate that out because we have a company that is our cable, our trash, our internet, and our AC, our electric, which includes our internet. And we have 12-foot ceilings throughout the house. And in the summers, our Conway Chore bill, which is what we have, is about $380 probably.
$350, $380.
The average for all of that. For trash pickup, that's our sanitation, our water.
I mean, internet. Wait, we don't have internet with them anymore.
We did.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter. It was $380 when we had internet.
It's not that bad.
Yes.
We just got a new unit that's much better too.
Yes. Yay to all the maximalists. Lots of dusting. Yes, it is. And that is just fine.
Yes, we balance each other out perfectly. Don't you think?
We do.
Thank you.
Oh, thoughts on plants, flowers, bushes for a folk style home, anything traditional. So hydrangeas, gardenias, heirloom roses, color, lots of color. The Victorians loved color and they loved plants.
Well, hey, if you guys like this live, then we will make it a regular deal. I don't know. What do you want to do it every Tuesday, maybe?
I don't know if I want to hear us every Tuesday, but maybe at least once a month. We'll check in and see how you guys are doing, and you can ask us questions and see what's going on.
Yes, that's another thing that we didn't get into much, but we really care about the history of the houses, but we also care about the history of the people that lived in those houses, and we want to tell both of those stories. So that's something that we try to do in all of our houses.
And somebody said her aunt paid $1,400 for water and power in California.
No!
That's why everybody should live in the South. First of all, it's not what the news tells you it is. Okay, we're just gonna say that. It's a lovely place full of lovely, lovely open-minded, warm, loving people.
They want
And
regular
things
lives.
are cheap here. Houses, electricity, food, cost of living is low. Unemployment is low. It's a great place to live.
They like our lives, so they want something regular.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll
do
talk
something.
about it.
We'll talk about it.
And we'll decide, because I don't want you guys to get bored asking us the same questions and seeing our
Well, and
ugly
also
mugs.
feel like I'm just doing this the whole
I
time,
know.
reading and.
But
so,
is the weather bad? Heck no. It's basically a subtropical climate, which means it's kind of mild year round. Like right now today, it's middle of June. I had the doors open, letting the fresh air come in.
But last week it was warm.
That was unseasonably. We had a weird kind of hot week. Usually we have one hot month, which is August. And by hot, I mean it might get to like 100 degrees. And then we have January, we have kind of a cold month. But we have, I think, like 5 days on average that get to freezing. So it's very temperate.
Happy hour with Kevin and Laine.
Oh, I love it.
All right, let's go for real.
All right. Okay. All right. It's hard for me because I don't want anybody to feel left out.
I know. We need a happy hour. I think that's fun.
Marie, we spend a ton of time finding the history. It is probably the second most important to securing the structure.
Give a shout
finding
out
the
to
history.
Lisa.
Lisa, our friend Lisa, you can follow her on Instagram at Palmetto Preservationist. She gives us huge help digging up the history, digging up the bones. From the UK, Bernadette, welcome. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go now.
I know they're
this
popping
is
up so
hard.
fast.
Thank you for being so nice. I was so nervous.
See that one?
Say bye, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.
We'll see you guys maybe next week. We'll keep you updated.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being so nice. Look, no, you hang up.